Hello everyone, this is Stefan from Lush and Salty Aquariums. You're looking at the mother of all my reef tanks, or all my tanks, the 125 gallon reef, mixed reef tank. It's in my living room and tonight it's alive with pleasure. I had the tank cleaned a couple days ago. A guy comes and helps me, brings some RODI water. I do most of the maintenance myself, but I do have a guy come and help with some of the mechanical stuff, which I won't get into tonight. Tonight we're just going to look at the livestock and what's going on. You see it's a happy but full reef, stocked to the gills, pun intended. And where to begin? All right, let's just start at one end. That's a clown-faced wrasse, or a soul and fairy wrasse, zipping around. I've got a lot of leather corals, a long tentacle variety, a toadstool variety. I cut that piece there and fragged it, so that's a piece back there, that's a piece back there, and they're doing fine. This is a cabbage leather, neon green. I cut a piece of that and I put it there. I cut the pieces and then use a rubber band and lightly adhere them to a rock, a piece of rubble, and then I affix them sometimes with a little crazy glue to the actual reef, and that's all it takes. And before too long they will just start to grow into the rock work. This is my giant sailfin tang. I got him at Petco. He was the size of a $50. Look at him now. He's a monster. A magnificent fox face, one of the rabbit fish. This is another wrasse, a ruby-headed wrasse in the fairy wrasse family, the classic yellow tang. This is a coal tang, the one with the yellow eye. A knobby-headed Gorgonian, knobby Gorgonian. I will put in the listing some of my favorite places to get these corals. This is a leather, another leather, different species. Gorgonian back there on the ledge I created with a couple leathers and some gonoporia that are doing okay. This is an empty frag rack. You can buy those online. They're pretty cool. You can put your frag pieces there. Back in the corner, I have my mated pair of clown loaches, the big female in front, the male always back there. They tend to lay a lot of eggs, but I don't raise clownfish in here. Obviously, they would be devoured. So I don't know what happens to the eggs, but every week they lay a cluster on that power head back there. I've shown that in previous videos. These little buggers are called Asterina starfish, a minor pest. I have them throughout the aquarium. If they're not eating your corals, it doesn't matter, but they are not baby starfish. This is a giant simple green wrasse. I forget its technical name, Margarita Wrasse, maybe because of the color. I got him at Petco too. He was the size of a small minnow. Now I could catch him and eat him with a hook. I certainly can't catch these guys with a net, so to remove them because of their size, next to impossible, too big to trap. This is a torch coral, part of the Euphyllia family, the one that's flowing back and forth. These are all Gorgonians that I get at KP Aquatics out of Florida. They're cheap, they do really well in my tank. All of them are these. I'm looking right at one here, here, there, back there, and then the knobby one, all from KP Aquatics. Moving in, these are Grandes. They're actually kind of expensive. They do really well in my tank, so I've got quite a few. There's a big cluster on another ridge next to my Zoa colony. Zoas are in the same general family as Paleothoa, much smaller and very popular coral. What else can I show you? This is an old Linkia star. It's still alive, but it has shrunk and it's not very active, but it used to be and would climb all over the place. And now I think it's just aging out, but it's still going. These are called Coco Worms, those beautiful peppermint feather-like what's the right word? Appendages are what traps and collects the food particles. They live in a white tube, which is already encrusted, so you can't really make it out. But I put a few of these in my tank a long time ago, and they do well. Back in the corner, I like to build these little ledges. That's a small Australian elegance coral up at top here, and a different kind of Grande, large Paleothoa, and then mushroom coral beneath that. I probably missed something, but let's just look at the general reef and its activity. If you have any questions or want to know more, this is a Midas blenny, by the way. A beautiful fish. Usually a lot more yellow. Mine's turned purple. They come from different parts of the world, so the different color forms. There's a flame. Most of these are popular and fairly common fish. That doesn't make them any less wonderful. I've gotten them at local pet stores, online. I had this whole aquarium, the cabinetry and the size custom made by Ocean Aquarium in San Francisco. Daniel is the boss there. They did a great job and they helped me out once a week, as I said, with the water and some of the mechanical stuff. His team there is terrific. All right, everybody, I'm gonna wrap this sucker up. Always keep your hands in the tank.